Impact Wrestling's Destination X is July 8th. That's actually pretty close, a few weeks away, actually. And slowly but surely they're making this card work. And I'm just going to run right through it because there's not even that many matches right now. But there will be very soon. The first match, I want to get you a little backstory right quick. So for the world title, I'm just going to go up to down. Like TNA, because always wishy-washy, flip-flopped. Fuck it, basically. But this is one I actually praise them for once. But in a weird way. Austin Aries was given the option by Hulk Hogan to win the world title or get an opportunity at the world title. All he had to do was sacrifice, vacate the X Division Championship, and he'd get a shot. Just give him the belt, and it's that simple. But this is what I love about Austin Aries. The guy is a former two-time Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion. I think it was the PPR, Pro Paparazzi bullshit thing with Kevin Nash a few years ago in TNA. This isn't his first time around the block. Not only being a former two-time Ring of Honor champion with the working relationship of TNA back in the day with Ring of Honor, he was in there under the name of Austin Starr, and he won that little shindig against Alex Shelley in the finals, which I completely forgot about, because you look at Austin Starr, and then you look at Austin Aries, the voice is the same, the look is different, but it's still the same guy, the same guy that is the greatest man that ever lived. Now, turn back a year later, or a year before, I'd say, but basically years after the whole Austin Starr bullshit. He comes back, he wins a contract in an Ultimate X match. Now, a year later, he goes and vacates the title. Well, he still holds the belt, but at Destination X, he's going to vacate the belt for a chance at the world title. But this is what I love about him. Option C. Every year, basically Money in the Bank in a way, but for the X Division, which is now basically a bunch of cruiserweights in a cruiserweight division. Austin Aries gave up the belt, but on one condition: that every X Division champion around this pay-per-view would get a shot to be world champion if they gave up the belt. They don't have to, but if they want the world championship, they're going to have to do it. And ironically, the match isn't going to be a tournament like we heard earlier tonight. There were qualifying matches, but it's going to be an Ultimate X match, the same match that Austin Aries won his contract in TNA a year ago. What a year turnaround for Austin Aries. Not only dominating the X Division, but having his rightful place as the world champion by defeating Bobby Roode. And that's pretty much where I stand with that. It's going to be that simple. Bobby Roode has the talent. Bobby Roode has the skills. But if he wants to be called the so-called real world's champion, this is the best test for Bobby Roode in facing Austin Aries. One of the best technical wrestlers, one of the best wrestlers in the world right now. Speaking of the Ultimate X match, it's obviously to crown the new champion when Aries actually vacates the belt. Come pay-per-view time. But we saw the qualifying matches. First of all, I want to say TNA is actually doing one thing right. Bringing these stars in from other promotions, from other independent things. Not just the gut check, but for this X Division Championship thing. Old faces, new faces, faces that have been around a long time but not familiar to the TNA or lack of a TNA audience. And let me just run this down for you. You had... What was the guy's name? They called him Rubix on there. But at first I thought it was just awesome, amazing red in a mask. But it turns out it was Jigsaw from Chikara facing Sanjay Dutt, who we all know is a TNA main original, and in-ring king for some time. So he finally graduated from that clusterfuck of a promotion. Which isn't that bad, to be honest. The commentary makes me laugh my ass off over there. But that's all it does for me at that point. But, I mean, yeah, Sanjay Dutt, Jigsaw, and in the next match you had Scorpio Sky, of all people, from NWA Hollywood and several other indie promotions to face, I don't know who the guy is. What did they call him? Rashad something? I don't know his fucking name. All I know is the dude had the biggest afro in the world, and he somehow won with the help of the afro. I guess it's his fucking gimmick, I don't know. But whoever this kid is, he advances to this match with Sanjay Dutt, a man who has a lot of experience. Now, it's obviously won't be a two-man match. There will be more qualifying matches as we go along the next few weeks. But isn't that interesting? Anything could happen. Actually, I was thinking Scorpio Sky was going to win. I didn't even recognize him at first. That shows how long I haven't seen him. But we'll see what happens on the weeks ahead. Now, a little bit of tag team stuff. Earlier tonight, or a few minutes ago actually, like a few hours ago, we saw AJ Styles and Kurt Angle lose the tag team championships to Kazarian and Daniels. I don't care for this storyline anymore with the whole AJ thing and Dixie Carter, whatever the fuck they want to call her anymore. Because of this retarded bitch, Claire, whatever. She came out of nowhere, and now apparently she has AJ's child. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I hate talking about women's weight, but AJ's a married guy. And if this is actually true, a bastard son, you're gonna have to lose that fucking weight. And I hate talking about women and their weight because it's something you shouldn't do. But in this instance, you could tell from the beginning of the show, she was walking there, she's gaining a little bit more weight than last week. They had this plan from the beginning. And now it sets up the one half the tag team champions now, currently, Daniels, to face AJ Styles in a last man standing match. And this really is the kicker. If that bitch is at ringside, she's going to have an impact in this match, regardless of what happens. So, if anything, I don't really care for this match. But the only thing I'm going to say is if that bitch, Claire, whatever the fuck her name is, has something to do with this, with the impact of the match, that's all I'm going to say. And finally, we have former one half the World Tag Team Champions, who just lost the belt tonight, Kurt Angle, face Samoa Joe in a Bound for Glory series. This rivalry has been around for several years, since the start of TNA, or actually since the start of Angle's career in TNA, when he jumped ship after being released several years ago by the WWE. And this was one of the greatest feuds of all time, and it's getting relived just one more time for Bound for Glory, with the Bound for Glory series. And at this point, I don't know who's going to win this match, but I do know one thing. There will be blood, there will be broken bones, there will be severed bodies laying in that ring. And knowing Joe is a submission specialist, both these men are, they'll go for the 10 points easily. But one thing to find out, if Destination X is really picking up with this card, will it continue? Will the card continue to keep going? And will the pay-per-view be one of the best, hopefully, in TNA history? But then again, why would you pay for this shit anyway? Shit happens, so does TNA.